Good, happy Sunday morning, and happy July 2nd. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, heavy rains force multiple roads to close. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
When's the last time you let your money relax? Give it a little R&R with a special 9-month 1.50 annual percentage yield certificate of deposit at Jeanne d'Arc Credit Union. But hurry, this limited time offer won't be here long.
Well, it was raining off and on throughout the day as these storms pushed through, but as the sun went down, the rain really picked up, which caused a lot of problems for Wentworth and several surrounding towns. Wild weather pushed through parts of New Hampshire Saturday night, bringing severe storms with heavy rain causing flooding throughout the western part of the state.
It was pouring out, the water just came gushing down here.
Lori Galage got quite the surprise when fast-moving water rushed down her road.
There's a culvert up there that was never unplugged. That just burst and dirt just came rushing down here, rushing right into the garage.
Dirt and debris caked the roadway, forcing it to be shut down. The closure preventing vacationers from a nearby campground from getting to their campsites. Galage says she has never seen something like this before.
Not like this. We had river going over the bridge, but never like this on this street here. It's a mess.
And it was also a mess in Woodstock where floodwater took over a section of Lost River Road.
I walked my dog out front and I could see the water overflowing.
Vance Pickering, a nearby resident, says flooding is something he and his neighbors have become accustomed to.
Happens once in a while, every couple of years with heavy rain. Fortunately, the parking lot that it flows out of, the river, it kind of goes 50, 80 feet up the road and goes right back into the river.
And the fire department here in Wentworth says they will start reopening roads as the water drops back. Right now, no telling when that may be. In Wentworth, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Dirt bike driver killed after colliding into SUV. Let's take a listen to this video from WCVB Boston.
It's an arcade sale going on now. Styles and colors, selections, wow. Roller, solar, Roman, wood woven, no better time. This must be an omen. Cellular cascade shit, plead to the Lord. Nothing wrong with your windows, new shades wouldn't cure. Summer sun is here, it's time to begin. A beautiful home, it shines from within. 25% off, savings are rife. Blinds to go, blinds for life.
Okay, that's some raw video from the scene last night. Police said a 25-year-old driver of a dirt bike was killed after colliding with an SUV Saturday night in Saugus. The crash happened around 8:15 p.m. at the intersection of Jefferson Avenue and New Combe Avenue. Police said the dirt bike collided with a Nissan Pathfinder. The 25-year-old Swampscott man who had been driving the dirt bike was transported to an area hospital and pronounced dead. His name was not immediately released. Police said the SUV had 3 occupants, including 2 young children who were transported to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the SUV was not hurt. Police said the primary investigation has determined the dirt bike was unregistered and the driver did not have a motorcycle license. Severe storms reported, tornado reported, cause heavy damages across southern western Maine. Let's take a listen to this video from WMTW News 8 in Maine.
Viewer, and I'm a fan of Channel 8. Just like to know what's happening locally.
You always get it first at 4.
Megan, Tracy, and Steve.
And then there's only one Maine's chief. If Roger says it's going to be rainy, snowy, cloudy, or foggy, or any type of weather,
I get the total picture, even 8 days out.
he's the chief weather guy.
Meteorologist to be precise. Yes, I really love that extended forecast so I can plan my weekends ahead of time and figure out what fun adventure I'm going to do in Maine.
Okay, that was some raw video taken from a viewer driving through one of the damaged areas. Damage is being reported around of severe storms moved through parts of Maine on Saturday. Severe 7 tornado warnings were issued by the National Weather Service in gray on Saturday for Maine in New Hampshire. Very humid and high dew points fueled the powerful storms. Trump goes after the media at event honoring veterans. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Sometimes I don't feel as strong as I should. But when I have my friends by my side and this pride.
Sorry about that, we're having a little technical difficulties with the video. Let's see if...
With a band like that on your ass.
Now to the escalating Twitter war between President Trump and the cable news host. The first family spending the 4th of July weekend at the president's golf club in Bedminster. But the president launching a fresh attack at Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough early this morning in spite of mounting bipartisan criticism. And now the First Lady also getting involved. ABC's Gloria Riviera standing by in Bedminster.
Tonight, the president continuing his relentless attacks from his golf club in Bedminster. His latest tweet calling MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski dumb as a rock and her co-host Joe Scarborough crazy.
He's so much more vicious with women.
He appears to have a fragile, impetuous, childlike ego that we've seen over and over again, especially with women.
Brzezinski opening the door for the First Lady to enter the fray, telling InStyle magazine Mrs. Trump has the worst job in the country being the president's wife. Melania Trump firing back in a statement. It is sad when people try to further their own agenda by commenting on me and my family, especially when they don't know me.
And tonight, Trump himself defending his use of social media, describing it as modern-day presidential.
The public feud coming during a meltdown in the president's plan to repeal and replace health care. Trump tweeting to lawmakers, if they cannot agree on a new plan to swap out Obamacare, they should immediately repeal and then replace it at a later date. While the White House insists the strategy has not changed, Trump's tweet was a sharp about-face after repeated promises.
Essentially, it's a repeal and replace. It'll be repeal and replace. It will be essentially simultaneously, probably the same day, could be the same hour.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell ruled out a repeal without a new plan, even signaling his willingness to reach across the aisle.
I think we'll even have some Democrats involved in that. It'd be nice to have some of them. I'm sitting there with a Rubik's Cube, trying to figure out how to twist the dials to get to 50, to replace this with something better.
Republican lawmakers home for the holiday facing frustrated constituents.
And Gloria joins us live from Bedminster. Gloria, the president has repeatedly called for an investigation into possible voter fraud in last year's election, but many states are pushing back.
That's exactly right, Tom. At least 13 states have flat out refused, and over 24 others are balking at the administration's request to turn over voter information. The president responding to that in a tweet tonight, saying numerous states are refusing to give information to the very distinguished voter fraud panel. What are they trying to hide, he asks. Many of these states say there are legal barriers to turning over private voter information, and they say to date there has been no evidence any voter fraud took place. Tom?
Gloria Rivera for us tonight, and there'll be much more on all of this tomorrow on This Week with guest Republican Governor John Kasich of Ohio.
Okay, and there you go on that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday. See you back here later on today. Bye, everyone.